Hello everyone and welcome to Kiki Crochet. In this video we're going to learn how to crochet crocodile stitch booties. These are for 9 months old baby. So this is how our shoe is going to look like. So let's start. I'm using 4mm crochet hook and a 3-ply yarn. It's 100% acrylic. So let's start by making our first knot and start with a chain of 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, since we're going to start our first row by making single crochet, by making 12 chains, that means that we're going to have a total of 11 single crochet to work on. Since we're going to have 11 single crochet to work on, that means that our first and last single crochet, our first and last stitches are going to be used to make increases. So from the 11 stitches, we're going to subtract 2, which are going to be our increases in the beginning and at the end. So we're going to have a total of 9 stitches in the middle to work with. So let's start by making our single crochet. Skip the first chain, put our hook on the second chain. So this is my first. This is a chain where we're going to be making increases. So now we're going to count 9 single crochet in the middle, 1 stitch on every stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 single crochet, and now we have our last one, our last chain stitch. So in our last chain stitch, we're going to work our first increase. So that means that we're going to make 5 single crochet in the same stitch. That's going to help us by making 5 single crochet. We're going to turn our work and work on the opposite side of our chain stitch. So on our last chain over here, we're going to make 5 single crochet in the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whatever we do on the one side of our chain stitch, we won't do on the opposite side. It's like an equation. So since we had 9 single crochet in the middle, we're going to have 9 single crochet in the middle on the opposite side of our chain stitch. So we're going to put our hook on the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we have our last chain stitch over here. So in that last stitch, we're going to make 2 single crochet, 1, 2, plus the first single crochet counts as part of our increase. So we have 3 stitches as an increase on the one side and 5 stitches as an increase on the other side. On the side with the 3 increases, that's the heel, and the side with the 5 increases is where we're going to have our toes. So put our hook on the first single crochet for this row and slip stitch, chain 2. That counts as 1 half double crochet. plus 1/2 a double crochet that we're going to make on the first stitch over here. So that's our increase. So when we go around and we're going to make our increases at the end, this 2 half double crochet counts as one of the increases. So in the middle again, we're going to crochet 9 half double crochet, so 1 stitch on every stitch for the next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we have come to the same place as we did our increases in the last row, in the first row. So on each of the next 5 stitches that we worked our increase on the row before, we're going to work our increases on this row. So in each of the next 5 stitches, we're going to make 2 half double crochet on every stitch. So that's going to be a total of 10. 1, 2, next stitch, 3, 4, next stitch, 5, 6, next stitch, 7, 8, and our last for our increase, 9, 10. So now we're going to make 1 half double crochet for each of the next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have our last 2 stitches, which was our increase on the row before. So each of the next 2 stitches, we're going to make 2 half double crochet on every stitch. So that's going to be a total of 4, plus the 2 increases at the beginning. That's going to be a total of 6 stitches for our increase for our heel, and a total of 10 for our toes. 1, 2 on the first stitch, 3, 4 on our last stitch. So now we're going to put our crochet hook on the second chain that we made when we started our row. Slip stitch, chain 2, that's going to be our first half double crochet, and put our crochet hook on the same exact space. So that's our first 2 half double crochet. So we're going to continue making half double crochet, but on our third row, depending on how big we want our sole to be, our sole for our shoe, I know that we see in other patterns that it's mentioned that we can use different sizes of crochet hooks, but with the same yarn, and we make a bigger shoe. What I do is I make a bigger sole with the same crochet hook because I want my shoe to be solid. I don't want to be having bigger holes or anything. So let's say you had a bigger sole or a smaller one, beginning, for example, beginning our chain stitch with more chains or less chains. What we want to do in the third row is, after making our first increase, is for the first stitches we want the amount of stitches that we were making in the middle. In this case we were making 9 plus 5 from the increases. So in each one of those stitches we're making 1 half double crochet. So in this case, we have 9 in the middle plus 5 stitches. We're going to be having a total of 14 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 14 half double crochet. For the next 3 stitches, we're going to be making increases. So that means that we're going to make 2 half double crochet for each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, next stitch, 3, 4, next stitch, 5, 6. So since we're doing whatever we do on the top side of our sole, we want to do on the opposite side. So we're going to be making 14 half double crochet, 1 stitch on every stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 2 stitches at the end. We want to make increases. So we're going to make 2 half double crochet on each of the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, and on our last stitch, 3, 4. Put our hook on the second chain from the 2 that we made for our first half double crochet, slip stitch, and chain 1. So our sole is ready. Now we're going to start building up our shoe. What do we have for for the beginning? We're going to make 4 rows of single crochet. So we chained 1, and for the beginning what we want to do is, in order to make our sole to look separate from the rest of the shoe, we want to have this little outline over here. So if you make your sole with a different color, it's going to look like the sole is different from the rest of the shoe. So in order to have that result, we want to put our crochet hook on the back loop of the two of the stitch. So if we put our hook in the stitch as we always do, we see we have 2 loops over here. So we want to put our hook on the back loop and grab the back loop, so the front loop is the one that's going to give us the outline. So we want to make 1 stitch on every stitch, and we're going to be making single crochet, so we're going to have a total of 40, sorry. So grabbing the back loop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and our last stitch, 40. So now we're going to put our hook on the first single crochet for this row. We're going to put the hook in as we would, not on the back loop, we want to put it on the both loops. Slip stitch, chain 1, turn our work, and now we're going to make 3 more rows of single crochet by making 1 stitch on every stitch. So this is how our work looks like at this point. Our shoe has started to build up by making 1 stitch on every stitch. So let's start our second row. And now we're putting in our hook in regular on the where we should on the stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and keep going until we have a total of 40. So I'm at the end of my row. I have a total of 40 single crochet. Put our hook on the first single crochet of this row, slip stitch, chain 1, turn our work. We're going to start third row, and we're going to be making again 1 stitch on every stitch, a total of 40 at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and keep going until we have a total of 40. So we have a total of 40 at this point. Slip stitch on our first stitch for this row, chain 1, turn our work, and we want to do a 4th row of a total of 40 single crochet. So we're going to be working on this side 40 single crochet all around. So we have completed our 4th row with a total of 40 single crochet. Put our hook on the first stitch of this row, slip stitch and chain 1, and turn our work. Now on this side where we have our less amount of increases is our heel, and this side where we have the more amount of increases, the bigger number of increases is our toes. So what we're going to do, we want to be the side that our toes are on our right side. Turn my shoe upside down, fold it right in the middle where our increases, we want to fold like in the first row of our sole where it's the one side and the other side, and we have our increases over here. So we're going to place stitch markers in about 2/3 of our shoe. So somewhere around here we want our stitch marker. So we have total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I want a total of 20 because I want an even number of stitches. So because we have an even number of total of stitches, so since we have an even number of total, we have a total of 40. So we want even number of stitches when we place our crochet hook from the one side to another. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is where I'm going to start decreasing, and this is where I'm going to finish decreasing. And what we want to be aware of is when we make decreases and we're crocheting and we're single crocheting, we want to make our decreases with double crochet. And by doing that, when we make a bigger shoe, by decreasing with double crochet, that's going to help us, that's going to help our shoe look nice and even, and it's going to be pointing down. If we make decreases by making single crochet, that's going to make our shoe, it's going to make our shoe, the toes over here, it's going to make it look up. So it's going to pull the shoe looking up, and it's going to look ugly. They're going to be pointing up. So when we make our decreases, we're going to make our decreases with double crochet. So let's start. We're going to be making one stitch on every stitch for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. Right before my stitch marker, I'm making one stitch on every stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to be pulling out my stitch marker because I'm going to start decreasing. So we're going to be decreasing by making double crochet. So wrap the yarn around my hook, place my hook on the first stitch over here, wrap around the yarn, pull through 2 loops, so we have a total of 2 on our hook, wrap yarn around our hook, place the hook on the next stitch, wrap yarn around hook, pull through 2 loops, and we have a total of 3 loops on our hook. Wrap yarn, pull through 3 loops. So now we have a total of 2 stitches. By decreasing, we made them 1. So by decreasing 2 stitches, we have a total of 1. So now let's go to the next 2 stitches to decrease them. So wrap yarn around the hook, put it on the next stitch, wrap yarn, pull through 2 loops, wrap around yarn, pull the hook on the next stitch, wrap yarn, pull through 2 loops. So we have a total of 3 loops on our hook, wrap around yarn, pull through all of these 3 loops. So our first 4 stitches, by decreasing, we made them, we have a total of 2. So 6 single crochet in the beginning plus 2 double crochet, we have a total of 8 stitches. So we're going to keep decreasing until we come up to this point. This is going to be our last stitch that we're going to be decreasing. So decrease the next 2 stitches, 9, decrease the next 2 stitches, 10, decrease the next 2 stitches, 11, decrease the next 2 stitches, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, decrease the next 2 stitches, 13, decrease the next 2 stitches, 14, decrease the next 2 stitches, 15, and now we have our last 2 stitches. This is one, and this is the second one where we have our stitch marker on. So decrease these last 2 stitches together, crochet them together, so we have a total of 6 plus 10, 16. So now we're going to keep working single crochet, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Put our hook on the first single crochet for this row and slip stitch, chain 1. So this is how our shoe looks like at this point. So by decreasing with a double crochet, we give the toes the space to fit in here, because if we decreased with single crochet, not just the shoe, it's going to be pointing up, but this space right here, it's going to close, it's going to go in like this, and we're going to have not enough space for the baby's toes. So we finished our decreases, we finished this row. Now we're going to turn our work and make 1 stitch on every stitch for the next 30 stitches, 1 single crochet. And by doing this, it's a rule. After making a row of increases or decreases, we want a row with all the stitches, 1 stitch in every stitch, so not just our work looks better, but we see how much our work has really decreased. So let's make this row 1 stitch on every stitch, a total of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and keep going until we have a total of 30. So I finished my 30 stitches. Put our hook on the first stitch, slip stitch, chain 1. Now because we're going to do the crocodile stitch, the rule for this stitch, if we were making a scarf for example, it would be multiples of 6 plus 3. But because we don't need the 3 to turn the work, we just need a multiple of 6. I have 30 stitches, 30 is a multiple of 6, and I don't want my shoe to be any smaller, because the next smaller multiple is the 24, and if I make 24, this space over here, it's going to be so small that the baby's leg, it's not going to fit in here, and it's going to make it hard to pull it up, even though it's crocheted, and we know that crochet stuff tend to be stretchy. So we want enough space over here for the baby's foot to fit in. So I'm not going to make any more decreases. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make 1 more row with 1 stitch on every stitch, and by doing this space over here is going to get a little bit smaller. So we have already chained 1, turn our work, and make 1 stitch on every stitch again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and keep going until we have a total of 30 again. So we have a total of 30 stitches, slip stitch on the first stitch for this row, just slip stitch. We don't want to make a chain 1 at this point, because we're going to attach a different color. So we see at this point right here, our space over here just got a little bit smaller, and we want to be careful, because even though it looks a little bit big, when we make the spaces for the crocodile stitch, this space over here is going to get a little tighter and a little smaller than it is right now. So what we want to do now is, in order to see how our work looks like when we make the crocodile stitch, I'm going to put a different color. So I'm going to use pink. And when we use more than one colors, we want to use the same type of yarn. Same type, same thickness, or if it's not the same type and it's two different brands, you want to use the same thickness because you don't want the size to be changing on every row that you're making, because if one yarn is thicker, your work is going to be getting larger, and if the other yarn is thinner, it's going to be getting smaller, so it's not going to look even and you won't like it. So let's attach our yarn. I'm going to be cutting my gray yarn over here and attach my pink. Just grab the yarn and pull it through the loop. Tighten up the gray yarn and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This 3 is my first double crochet. So I'm going to chain one more. I have a total of 4 chains. So the 3 chains count as my first double crochet, and the last chain count as my chain 1 space. So now I'm going to be counting 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to be making 2 double crochet on the same stitch. Chain 1 and 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, chain 1, count 1, 2, 3 stitches, and I'm going to be making 2 double crochet on the same stitch. Chain 1, count 1, 2, 3 stitches, and make 1 double crochet. Chain 1, count 1, 2, 3 stitches, and make 2 double crochet. Chain 1, count 1, 2, 3 stitches, and make 1 double crochet. Chain 1, count 1, 2, 3 stitches, and make 2 double crochet on the same stitch. Chain 1, count 1, 2, 3 stitches, and make 1 double crochet. Chain 1, count 1, 2, 3 stitches, and make 2 double crochet on the same stitch. Chain 1, so we count 1, 2, 3 stitches, and we slip stitch on our third chain. 1, 2, 3 on the third chain of our first double crochet, slip stitch, chain 1. So see how our space right here got even smaller than it was. So now let's start making our crocodile stitch. Wrap the yarn around once, and we want to work around each post. So what we want to do is pull the right from the 2 double crochet on every stitch that we have 2 double crochet is the stitch that we're going to be working our crocodile stitch. So I'm going to be putting my hook from the back to the front of the right double crochet. It's as if we're doing a front double crochet. So my hook is under the double crochet at this point. This is where we're going to be making 5 double crochet. So pull the double crochet, turn our work sideways because we're going to be working 5 double crochet on top of this double crochet post. So when we work on the side, it's easier to work on it. So we're going to be making 5 double crochet on this post. 2, 3, 5, chain 1. So half of our stitch is done by making the 5 double crochet over here. So now we want to crochet on the left post, on the left double crochet. So we're putting our crochet hook from the back to the front, and we want to make 5 more double crochet on this double crochet post. So we have already chained 1. Turn our work sideways, but on the other side. So we have this on our front, this double crochet, and make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On this double crochet that's sitting here by itself, we're going to be making a slip stitch. Now wrap our yarn around once and go on the next set of 2 double crochet and put our hook on the back to the front. We want to pull this double crochet post again, and we want to make 5 more double crochet right on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1. So we made half of our stitch on the right side of our right side. Now we want to go on our left double crochet, and right on this post over here we're gonna make 5 more double crochet. So wrap my yarn around once, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on this double crochet that's sitting here by itself, make a slip stitch, wrap my yarn around once, and I'm going to work on the next set of 2 double crochet. So I'm going to be pulling my right double crochet, so my hook is under the double crochet as if we're making a front post. Turn my work sideways, and I'm going to make 5 double crochet again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, and now we're going to make 5 more double crochet on the left post, on our left double crochet over here. So I'm going to be putting my hook under here and make 5 more double crochet in order to complete this crocodile stitch. So turn my work sideways, but on the other side, when we crochet the right side, my work is turned this way. When I'm making the left post, I'm turning my shoe on the other side. So it's easier to work on the double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochet and slip stitch on the double crochet that's sitting here by itself. Now let's make 5 more double crochet on this right post over here. Turn my work sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1. Turn my work, and I'm going to work on the left double crochet from the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch on this 1 double crochet And now let's work on our last crocodile stitch for this row. I'm going to be putting my crochet hook under my right post over here and work 5 double crochet in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, and we're going to make 5 more double crochet on the left post over here. So we're going to be turning our work this way to work on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to make a slip stitch on the same first stitch that we began our row where we crocheted the 4 chains in order to start my pink row. So I'm going to be making slip stitch on the same double crochet right here. And now this is how our first row looks like. If you guys like it, you can leave it this way. It still looks pretty, but we're going to add 3 more rows of the crocodile stitch. And now I'm going to change my yarns. I'm going to make it with the gray yarn. So cut my pink and attach the gray one. So I'm attaching the gray yarn over here. Just pull the yarn through the pink loop and tighten up the pink loop. Now I'm going to be chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, and in order to make the crocodile stitch look this way, so let's pretend that these are leaves. So we're going to be making our second row, and on every stitch that we had 1 double crochet on the previous row with the pink, we're going to be making 2 double crochet on this row because we want the leaves, this leaf to be in between these 2 leaves. So we have this nice result where on every row the leaves go in between of the rows of the leaves in the row before. So since we have 1 double crochet on the row before on this stitch over here, we're going to be making 2 double crochets on this row. So I chained 3, which counts as 1 double crochet, and I'm going to make 1 more double crochet on this same stitch over here. Oops. So we have 2 double crochet on the first double crochet over here. Chain 1, and now on every crocodile stitch right here, it looks like a little eye over here, stitch right on this space, we're going to be making 1 double crochet. Chain 1. In this space over here we have 1 double crochet, so we're going to be making 2 double crochets on the top of it. 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the center of our leaf, chain 1, 2 double crochet in this stitch where we had only 1 double crochet in the previous row, one, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the center of our leaf, chain 1, 2 double crochet in this stitch where we had 1 double crochet in the previous row, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the center of our crocodile stitch over here, chain 1, and 2 double crochet on this 1 double crochet that we had on the previous row. 1, 2, chain 1 double crochet in the center of this crocodile stitch, chain 1 and slip stitch on the third chain that we made on our first double crochet. Chain 1, and now we're going to be working around the posts again as we were doing in the previous row. So I'm going to wrap my yarn around once, and I'm going to go around my first double crochet over here. So this is a set of 2, so I'm going to be going from the back to the front around my post, and I'm going to be making 5 double crochet on here. So around my first double crochet, which is my chain of 3, and I'm going to be making 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, and I'm going to be working on my left double crochet right here around this post. Sorry. I'm going to be working around this post over here, which is my left one, my second one of the 2, and right on this post we're going to be making 5 double crochet again. So wrap my yarn around once and turn my booty and make 5 double crochet on the left double crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, and on this double crochet sitting here by itself, make a slip stitch, and now let's go to the next set of 2 double crochet. Put my hook around the right double crochet, turn my work, and make 5 double crochet on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, and now we're going to be putting our hook around the left post, our left double crochet. We're putting it around, so I have my hook under the double crochet, and we're going to be making 5 double crochet in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch in this 1 double crochet over here, and we're going to be going on our next set of 2 double crochet. Put my hook around my double crochet and make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, turn my booty on the other side, and we're going to be making 5 double crochet on the left double crochet on our other post. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch on this double crochet here, and we're going to be going on our next set of 2 double crochet. Put my hook under the right double crochet and make 5 double crochet on this post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, turn my work, so we're going to be crocheting on the left post of the 2. So it's the same procedure that we were doing from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a slip stitch on this double crochet here by itself, and we're going to be making our last crocodile stitch for this row. So let's go under our right post over here, right double crochet, make 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry about that. 5, chain 1. So now we're going to be turning our work and make 5 more double crochet on this left double crochet over here. 5 more double crochet on this post to end this row. So turn our work, 5 more double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch on this last double crochet over here. And this is how our second row looks like. See how the leaves go in between of the leaves of the first row over here. That's why we make 2 double crochets on every stitch that we had 1 double crochet on the previous row. And this is how we're going to be keep working. So I'm going to be cutting my gray yarn and attach my pink one and pull the yarn through the loop, tighten up the gray loop, chain 1, 2, 3, and this is a space where we have 1 double crochet over here, so we want to make 2 double crochets on this row. So chain 3 and 1 double crochet gives us a total of 2. So we have a 2 double crochet in the beginning of this row, chain 1, and we're going to be working in the middle of this crocodile stitch over here. We're going to be making 1 double crochet, chain 1. This is a space where we have 1 double crochet, so we're going to be making 2 in this row. 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the middle of the crocodile stitch, chain 1, 2 double crochet on this 1 double crochet over here, 1, 2 double crochet in the same stitch, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the middle of this crocodile stitch, chain 1, make 2 double crochet in this 1 double crochet post over here, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the middle of the crocodile stitch, chain 1, make 2 double crochet on this 1 double crochet over here, 1, 2, chain 1, 1 double crochet on this crocodile stitch, chain 1, and slip stitch in the third chain of this first chain 3 double crochet that we have over here, chain 1, and now I'm going to be working 5 double crochet around this first post over here which is my first double crochet of 3 chains. So I'm going to be putting my hook under from the back to the front under this double crochet, and I'm going to be making 5 double crochet. So it's the same procedure as on the previous rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1. So we have half of our leaf over here, and we're going to be making 5 more double crochet on the left double crochet from the 2. So I turn my booty on the other side, and I'm going to be making 5 more double crochet on this post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch on this 1 double crochet over here, and now we're going to be working on this next set of 2 double crochet. So put our hook under around this right post and make 5 double crochet on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1 and turn our shoe and make 5 more double crochet on the left double crochet post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch on this 1 double crochet, make 5 double crochet on the next set of 2 double crochet on our right double crochet post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, turn my work, and I'm going to be making 5 more double crochet on the left double crochet post. I'm using my thumb to make it easier for me to find the post and crochet on it. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And slip stitch on this 1 double crochet here by itself, and let's go on our next set of 2 double crochet, put our hook around the right one and make 5 double crochet in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Chain 1, turn my shoe, and we're going to be working on the left post over here. So since we're doing the same procedure as on the previous rows, I'm going a little faster. So we're going to work on our left post and make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make a slip stitch on this 1 double crochet over here, and make 5 double crochet on the right post over here. On our right double crochet, we're going to be making 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, and now we're going on the left double crochet post and make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make a slip stitch on this last double crochet here by itself. And see how by attaching the yarn again and again, we the space where we attach our yarn, like it goes a little bit on the right and on the right. It doesn't matter because um, you can tell that you have attached the yarn on somewhere else. So I'm going to be cutting my pink yarn and attach my gray yarn. So attach my yarn, pull the gray yarn through the loop and pull the pink loop and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and this on this very same space where we have one double crochet in the previous row, we're going to be making one more double crochet, so we have 2 double crochet in this row. Chain 1 and 1 double crochet in the center of the crocodile stitch. Chain 1 and 2 double crochet on this space where we have 1 double crochet in the previous row. 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the center of the crocodile stitch, chain 1, and 2 double crochet on this 1 double crochet that we had on the previous row. 1, 2, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the center of the crocodile stitch, chain 1, and 2 double crochet on this space where we had 1 double crochet on the previous row, chain 1, and 1 double crochet on this crocodile stitch, chain 1, and 2 double crochet on this space where we had 1 double crochet in the previous row. 1, 2, chain 1, and 1 double crochet on this in the middle of this crocodile stitch, chain 1, and slip stitch on the third chain of this first double crochet over here. Chain 1, and now we're going to be working around our first double crochet, which is our chain 3, and see how the pink leaves align with the pink leaves, and now the gray ones are going to align with the gray ones. This is why I changed colors on every row, so we see the difference, how each row gives us our pattern. So now I'm going to be working around our first double crochet, our first post, which is my chain 3. I'm putting my hook around it and make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1 and make 5 double crochet on the left of the 2 double crochet posts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch in this 1 double crochet here by itself and make 5 double crochet around this right double crochet post over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1 and turn my work. And now we're going to be making 5 double crochet on this left post. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 slip stitch on the first on this one double crochet over here, make 5 double crochet on the next set of 2 double crochet, and we're working on our right one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, turn my work, so I'm going to be working on my left post, my left double crochet post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slip stitch on this one double crochet over here. Let's go in the next set of 2 double crochets, and I'm going to be working on 5 double crochet on this right post over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, turn my work, so I'm going to be working on the left post from the 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch on the next on this double crochet here by itself, and we're going to be working on our last set of double crochets, and we're going to be working around the right double crochet and make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, turn my work, so we're going to be working on our left double crochet post over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slip stitch on our last double crochet over here, chain 1, cut my yarn, pull the loop and tighten up, so our little booty is ready. Now what's left for us to do is sew in the yarn, so we secure our yarns. We're going to be turning inside out our work, and it's very easy to secure the yarns because you're going to be just sewing the yarn around the crocodile stitches. So if you sew the yarn around here, it's just fine, and it's enough because it's a total of 10 double crochet, so it tightens up the yarn and it's just fine. So this is how it looks on the back side by working on the posts, the right post and the left post when we were working on the other side. So this is how our posts look by working around them on the back side. So let's secure our yarns, and we're gonna turn on our video again and see how our shoe looks like when everything is done and ready. So our pair of crocodile stitch booties is ready. A little advice: if you want both of your shoes to be identical, the soles, is when you make your shoe sole, you want to make both of the soles together. So make the one sole, stop, and make the other sole, because even though we make the same number of stitches, we see sometimes that if we make our shoe 2 different days, that one of our shoes is bigger or smaller, even though we put the same amount of stitches. So in order for both of our shoes to be identical, we want to make crochet the soles at the same time. So this is how our crocodile stitch booties look like. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and you found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and leave your comments. Thanks again. Bye bye.